It's Mike the Wrestling Gunsmith. You guys are watching All in Wrestling, the premier YouTube channel that focuses on NXT 205, SmackDown, Raw, AEW, and many more. Okay, guys, I'm actually gonna do like I said. I should have did them yesterday, but I'm glad I didn't because I'm focusing on tonight. As you as you guys may know, the premiere of Friday Night SmackDown on Fox will be happening, and I'm gonna make my predictions because a lot of things could change SmackDown as we know it. And I've said this before. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the Kevin Owens match, career for career match, ladder match. As you guys know, Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon have been having this big rivalry, which I've seen the past couple of developments between all the pay per views and stuff. And you know what? I'm not saying that Kevin Owens is not going to win. Why I say this is because in a case, and this has happened many of times before, a career versus a career match against the McMahons. This has happened. And I really want to harken back. I'm gonna come up with a reference, and you guys know what the reference is because you guys watch wrestling as much as I do. It's the Attitude Era reference where that at King of the Ring, 1999, Stone Cold Steve Austin took on Mr. McMahon and the corporate ministry in a ladder match for basically the control of Monday Night Raw, and the stipulation was a ladder match, which wasn't it was barred from the ringside, no disqualification. But in this case, because Shane McMahon is pretty much the owner of SmackDown, the general manager of SmackDown, he pretty much can pretty much just what he can do. It's probably he's gonna get Drew McIntyre to help him because I feel like he's going to do that at some point, or he's gonna get Elias involved, or at least the revival involved. Because see, also the draft is happening also tonight as well because it's actually supposed to happen tonight for Raw, but we don't know what they're doing because this is what we heard like a couple weeks back, a couple weeks when they were still doing this whole brand thing. So like I said, the first thing I think Shane McMahon is gonna end. Kevin Owens is ending up getting fired. Why I think that? Because you know what, it's Kevin Owens is a guy, and I say this very well, and I apologize if this might be a long video, guys. But I say this very well. He's a guy that came to NXT, who took on Sami Zayn and won the NXT title back in 2015. And the thing is, I kind of feel like, you know what? We've kind of been jumping the gun with a lot of things because we wanted a lot of things to happen. And to me, that kind of feels like, what are we really doing? And we kind of been wasting our time with a guy that's like basically that's had a lot of movement that really hasn't been in the title picture for a while because he really hasn't been. He's kind of been mulling about that he's got so many titles. His resume is thick, and to a point like as I've kind of seen Kevin Owens move through time and you know through the years, like I've seen him go from NXT champion, US champion, then become Intercontinental champion, then be Universal champion, but never World Heavyweight because I think I know why. And you know what? Like I really want him. I want him still in Raw. I want him to be in SmackDown. Like I don't want him not to be there. I want him there because Kevin Owens is one guy that can pretty much take it to the level that nobody else could. Just like Finn, just like Seth, just like most people, just like Sami Zayn. And really, to be honest, Kevin Owens is in a league of his own. And I'm just like, you know what? If he does win, it could change SmackDown for the better because I don't mind Shane McMahon the best in the world shtick. But bro, we're tired. It's the storyline is overdone with me. It's been so much boiling to a point that like he's been dealing with Roman. He dealt with Roman. He's been dealing with so many people, and he gets more TV time than the rest of people on SmackDown do. Besides Kofi and maybe the New Day, and yet the amount of talent they have on SmackDown is uncalculable. And like I said, number two, Kofi doesn't. Brock defeats Kofi. Well, I believe that because Kofi's never faced Brock Lesnar, and the success he's never gonna he's got to fight. Brock is will literally have to fight Kofi to get him to win, and that's the thing. Like he's gonna literally, it's gonna be a war of attrition between those two. Because I'm saying this, guys, because we know Brock Lesnar, we know what his power entails, we know what this dude does. We know what he does, and this is the thing I'm talking about. He can't go after the Universal title because Seth is going to keep defending it. Seth is going to keep fighting, and that's the problem. When you have a guy who's just as a machine as you, like Kofi, Kofi's a guy who went through so many phases, and he went from being like when they first introduced him, he was already in Raw. Like they didn't know what to do with him because the one thing was he went to ECW when the whole brand when the WWE version of ECW was still trying to be a thing. And that was the thing. He went from being an ECW champion, from being an intercontinental champion, to being United States, to being a tag champion. And the funny thing is he done it. He's done it all. And the one and he's got it. And the funny thing is, he could have had the WWE champion, but they would not push him. They would not let him have it till now. And it's been an 11-year journey. Yeah, I get that. Even with Xavier Woods and Big E. And you know what? I think Brock is gonna win. I think it's gonna put another year in Brock. It's gonna put another year of Lesnar because that's what it's always been. And that's he's not gonna show up and it's gonna plummet SmackDown's ratings. But he's gonna have to. And it's because of the fact they don't know what to do. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Number three, because Bailey beat Charlotte, but Charlotte's gonna have a rematch at Hell in a Cell this Sunday. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be her, and I really wanna see what. My question is like Bailey and Charlotte have a match. They're gonna have a match, and then it's gonna be Sasha and Becky. So pretty much the two people that all four of them who started the women's revolution together are gonna fight each other in Hell in a Cell, which I see that. And you know what? Like I really kind of want to see what the Bludgeon Brothers are gonna do with Roman and Daniel Bryan because I want to see what that story's been doing. I haven't been able to catch SmackDown because I've been focusing on AEW and NXT, but I really want to see what they're doing. I think the Bludgeon Brothers and Roman Reigns are gonna have a tag. They're gonna have an impromptu tag match. My fifth prediction is that at the end of this show, Kofi will probably and then Kofi will win, so you'll have no more challenges until Hell in a Cell, or it's going to be a rematch at Hell in a Cell. That's what it should be. It should really be. This should be like a promptu tour. It should be Kingston versus Lesnar one at SmackDown, and then Kingston versus Lesnar two at Hell in a Cell. Because that's gonna be the blow. Because SmackDown is not going Hell in a SmackDown is going to be the prelude to Hell in a Cell, and it's the go home show. And Hell in a Cell is going to be the blow off show for it to happen. Meaning that if even if Kofi does lose the belt, he gets a rematch at Hell in a Cell, which is at on Sunday. So it won't really be a factor. It won't really be a shocker because he'll lose, win back, reclaim the title, start the title reign again. That's what'll happen because that's what it should be. If they really want to make this rivalry a thing, put it like I said. Put it. This is what I mean. This is a good idea because I'm seeing what WWE Creative is doing, and I'm thinking if they're gonna do it like any other rivalry slash title reign for Kofi, because Kofi's a big he's hot. He's still hot right now. And he's taking on Kofi. He's taking on Brock. So what they're gonna do if they do this title match on SmackDown, it's gonna be about an hour. They're gonna need a lot of time to do this. Meaning that's why I'm thinking they didn't want to do it on Tuesday because it would have been the end of a match. It wouldn't really be anything. It's not really it's a rivalry because it started. It already started. It already started when Seth won the Universal title at WrestleMania. So when he was going to challenge him, and I think I know why Brock challenged him, because he can't win with Seth, and he thinks that Kofi's going to be this pushover. That's why I think Paul and Brock are really in cahoots with each other half the time, because all these rivalries that he's had and all these dudes that he's taken on Daniel Bryan, Randy, and he's taken on so many people for that title, Samoa Joe and Dolph Ziggler. So if he gets through Brock, that proves to us, just like in NXT with Adam Cole and Finn Balor and Tommaso Ciampa, to kind of prepare for my phrase, that means that title ring is gonna be a huge pop. If he loses the title, it'll still be a huge pop for him, and then he'll regain it at Hell in a Cell because it still would be a rematch. Because that would be a good rivalry. Because that way, Kofi and Brock can keep having this rivalry. He can keep making promos with Brock. He can still have fights with him. Then the New Day will back him up because that's what it brings. It puts the New Day in a storyline. Sorry, guys. It puts the New Day in a storyline that actually works better for all of them instead of just Kofi and just Brock. It works with them. It works in their favor too. Because that's the thing. Say Kofi beats Brock Lesnar, that's the problem. He's never faced Brock Lesnar in his life. He's never faced him. He wanted to face him, and I think they were scared of him. But that's the thing. If they could beat Brock Lesnar, if he beats Brock Lesnar, that means that means that rivalry, like I said, Kingston versus Lesnar 1 happens at tonight, and then 2 happens on Hell in a Cell on Sunday. Because the thing is, Paul Heyman's never going to interfere in a match because he doesn't do that. He doesn't want to interfere. He's an advocate. But I'm thinking, just like everything else has been happening with Raw and all this new changes and all this crazy stuff has been happening, that it's going to be a big thing. It's going to be a big blow off feud point where it's going to be Kofi, then it's going to be him. It's going to be Kofi. It's going to be Kofi and Lesnar having this big blow off match, which is really going to make a lot of sense to have because to a point they're not missing anything. Nothing is really wrong. Sorry, guys, and I'm basically, like I said, I apologize for this like it's gonna be a long video, but it's gonna be. I got 2 more things to talk about because I didn't really get to talk about. So I also want to see how 205 is gonna do because I really want to know who's the commentary team for SmackDown, and I'm hoping it's Tom Phillips because Vic Joseph. I'm really kind of surprised he's on Raw because that really kind of surprised me a bit, and it wasn't like, and I'm actually glad it was King. And I'm thinking Corey's still a part of it. So if Corey's not there, yeah, Corey's not there. Yeah, Corey, Corey, Corey's not there. So I'm thinking he's gonna be either 205 or he's gonna be on SmackDown tonight. But anyway, guys, I got 2 more things to talk about too, because also I really want to see because I'm thinking what's gonna end up happening is that Bailey and Charlotte are really having this rivalry because that lackluster win she had against her at what's the pay per view before? Because it wasn't SummerSlam? No, it wasn't SummerSlam. It was what's the pay per view? Because I can't think of it now. What was the pay per view? Because it wasn't Money in the Bank. They already had that. She already had the title after that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to think what was the pay per view that Bailey did that thing to Charlotte, and I think it wasn't yeah, it was Night of Champ yeah, Clash of Champions. Yeah, Clash of Champions when she had where Bailey beat Charlotte. See, this stemmed off from this is stemming off from Money in the Bank to Clash of Champions. And that's been like a year that's literally been like a year since. Because the thing is what and this is what I and this is what I'm saying, guys, and this is what I feel like SmackDown has a tendency to do. Because unlike Raw, where there are rivalries happening and so many like at a and it's not just like you're not forcing it to come; it's just happening naturally. Because now that like because Seth is gonna have a rivalry with the Fiend. Rusev has a rivalry with Bobby, and then it's really kind of do because Lana's a part of that rivalry. But like I said, it's going to be a big Bailey and Charlotte 3 is going to happen at Hell in a Cell because it already happened. 2 and 1 already happened at Money in the Bank because she won the Money in the Bank, cashed in and beat Charlotte for the title because she was going to take on Becky for both, and she would have won both. But I'm glad she won the SmackDown title. So that means if Bailey beats Charlotte again, it's going to kind of leave the way for Ember. It's going to be the way for Ember Moon to come in and kind of take the title from her because I think she'll drop it to Ember because I think that'd be the logical choice to do and drop it to Ember. And also sorry, to kind of actually hit you guys with something because I don't usually do this, but I'm gonna hit you guys with something because I'm actually gonna say this at NXT. And I'm gonna say this too, because this compares to SmackDown too. If Bayley beats Charlotte, Ember Moon is gonna actually have a title reign. Because the thing is, she's gonna beat her, and it's not gonna happen on SmackDown. It's gonna happen because it's gonna happen at Survivor Series. That's when it's gonna happen. It'll be at Survivor Series. That's where that's where it'll be at, where she gets the title from her. Because the thing is, they're trying to what WWE is gonna do with Bayley and Charlotte. They're gonna push that rivalry off because that's where like Clash of Champions, like the pretty much like Hell in a Cell is the ending point of this rivalry where they're gonna make a new one with. Because the thing is, Ember Moon's gonna involve herself in that match somehow, or they're just gonna make it a number one contenders and make it a triple threat match, rather it being a real, rather it being a one on one situation because that's what it's ended up gonna be. And the thing is like and I really want to see if Io's gonna come to SmackDown because if she comes out, that means because Io, I like her even when I didn't even get to talk about it. But anyway, guys, like, comment, subscribe.